Hello folks, I'm Steelianos and welcome to my channel. This time I'm going to show you a little bit about intervals, what they are and how to figure them out. So what is an interval? An interval is simply the distance between two notes. You need two things in order to figure out the interval that you're looking for. One is quantity and the other is quality. Quantity is the easy part. You just count notes. So if you want to figure out the distance between a G and an A, just count G, A. So this is a second interval. From the G to the B, it's G, A, B, so it's a third interval. If you went from the G to the F, it would be G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So this would be a seventh interval. In general, intervals are the building blocks of music. It's what we use to construct larger structures such as chords, scales, pentatonics, you name it. It's all in there. So I'm getting back to where I started. The one thing that you need to figure out is the quantity and the other one is the quality, because you can have two intervals with the same quantity but with different qualities. So for example, from the G to the A, this is a second interval. From the G to the A flat, this is also a second interval, but it doesn't sound the same. So this is G and A, and this is G and A flat. So as you understand, we need to determine exactly what is the quality of the second interval. And starting from the seconds, because that's where I started from, I'm going to say that you have two basic type of seconds, minor seconds and major seconds. You can also find augmented ones, but we don't care about it right now. So a minor second is the distance of one semitone. One semitone on the guitar is the distance of one fret from the G, so we're going to go up to the A flat. And I'm describing this as an A flat and not as a G sharp, because it has to have the name of the second note after I start from my root, which is the G. So G and then something with an A flat. I'm not going to name this a G sharp because it would be the same note. It wouldn't be a second interval. Alright, so we get a minor second if we count up one semitone. So let's do this for the whole circle of fourths. If you don't know what the circle of fourths is, well, check out my channel, you're gonna find another lesson with this. So from the C, the minor second is a D flat. From the F, the minor second is a G flat. From the B flat, the minor second is the C flat. And someone might say, but this is a B. Yes, it is a B, but I have to describe it as a C flat because it has to be the second note after the B flat. Pay attention. So next one, from the E flat, the minor second would be the F flat, okay, etc, etc. If I went to the A flat, the note then would be a B double flat, and this describes a note which is essentially an A, but I have, because this is the distance of the semitone from the A flat, but I have to name it as a B double flat because it has to be the second note after the A. I hope it makes sense. From the D flat, the next minor second will be an E double flat. From the F sharp, the minor second would be a G. That's it. From the B, sorry, it would be a C. From the E, it would be an F. From the A, it would be a B flat. And from the D, it would be an E flat. And from the G, it would be an A flat. And that's it. We just covered all 12 tonalities. It wasn't too hard, I hope. By the way, you should be able to do this. Just get the circle of fifths and fourths from somewhere and start practicing your minor seconds for each one of those tonalities by thinking one semitone higher and naming the note properly. Now, on we go with the major seconds. The major seconds are one tone higher than the root. So if the root, for example, is a G, I have to go one whole step up, so it's an A. So if I do the same thing for the major seconds, I'm going to have, for the C, it's a D. For the F, it's a G. For the B flat, it's going to be C. For the E flat, it's going to be F. A flat, it's going to be a B flat. For the D flat, it's going to be an E flat. And then from the F sharp, I'm going to have from the F sharp, I'm going to have a G sharp, yes. From the B, I'm going to have a C sharp. From the E, I'm going to have an F sharp. From the A B. From the D, an E. And from the G, an A. And that's it. And that's how I suggest you should practice learning your intervals. First, you have to be able to think about the notes prior to being able to play them. And now, before I move any further, I'm going to show you how to find those seconds on the guitar. And this is almost all we're going to do today. So, the seconds on the guitar, I'm going to pick all my C's, one C on each one of my strings. So, on the 6th string, my C, it's on the 8th fret. Then I'm going to pick the 15th on the A. Then I'm going to pick the 10th, then the 5th, then the 13th, and then the 8th again. So if I start from each one of those notes and try to figure out my minor seconds first, I'm going to have two ways to play them. So from the C to the next string, on the A string, I'm going to play the D flat on the 4th fret, and I'm going to go back to the C. So that's a C, D flat, and back to the C. And this is the first way to play it. And the other way to play that would be with my index finger. Alright, you get it? So you have two ways. First, second. And then if I apply this to the rest of the notes on my guitar, starting from this, on the A string, then on the D, then on the B, there would be a slight difference on the first fingering that we just did, because I'm landing my second note on the B string, and this is where the things change on the guitar. The guitar, sorry for this interruption, is an instrument based in fourth tuning for the most part. So I have perfect fourths. We're going to discuss this in a future video. From the E to the A, it's a perfect fourth. From the A to the D, from the D to the G, and then it changes to a major third. From the G to the B. And then it moves back to a perfect fourth from the B to the E. So, whatever you did in two strings prior to this one, for example, this thing right here, which is a minor second, it's a distance of 4 frets. So I'm going 4 frets behind my root note on the next string. So from the 8th to the 4th. Right here on the G string, when I'm starting with my pinky, I have to go 3 frets behind it on the B string in order to keep the same distance and play a minor second. Otherwise, I would play the same root note, the same C. Alright? So I'm going from the C to the D flat. This is the first way and this is the second way. Then on the B string, it would be the same as before, so, and this would be the final one. So if I play them again once more, for each one of the C's, it's going to be this. These are all your minor seconds starting from the C as a root. So I'm expecting that if you want to know them really, really well, you should do the same thing for each one of the other tonalities. All tonalities. So try playing all the F's. And then I'd go here, back to, try playing all the B flats. And then, that's it. And keep doing this until you know all your notes and you can get a minor second just for fun anywhere on the guitar. If you don't know what I'm talking about and are already feeling lost, then it would be a really, really good idea to start getting some serious lessons with a teacher if you're interested in learning how your instrument works in terms of fingerboard knowledge, you know, navigating the fretboard, mapping out the notes, the intervals, the triads, the scales, everything, and being able to actually see things on the guitar and not just count, you know. Remembering tabs by heart is almost like trying to memorize a phone book. It has nothing to do with music, and you're probably never gonna understand why certain things work with other things, or how to improvise and sound like you know what you're doing. This is what my experience tells me. But you might be, you know, the special player with major talent that you don't need to learn any theory or any of this stuff, and just be happy with playing, you know, songs with tabs and whatnot. So good for you. I'm gonna keep discussing the same subject. So after the minor seconds, the next one are the major seconds. We already said that the major second is one whole step higher than my root. So I need to count 2 frets higher, but say the name of the next note. So from the C, which would be my major second, the D. Alright, let's check out how this would be played on the guitar. This is my C again, and this is my D. So instead of 4 frets behind, I'm going to go 3 frets behind. Okay? And then from my index finger, this is my D right over here. And if I do the same thing on every string, I'm going to have these results. This is where the things change. So you're going 2 frets behind. On the G string, when you're playing the 5th fret, you have to play the 3rd fret on the B to have a major second, you know, the D. And then back to the usual. Sorry. Those are all your major seconds starting from a C root. If you did the same for an F, it would look like this. Sorry. That's it. From a B flat. That's it. And so on and so forth. And I'm gonna stop here because I think that if you have no idea about intervals, this is a good starting point that you should explore a little bit before you move on to learning all the rest of the intervals. And I'm gonna show you why, because you can also start playing some scales based on your intervals. And I'm gonna show you some fingers of what I'm talking about. Instead of using boxes, we're just gonna use this knowledge that I'm gonna tell you. A major scale is made up of 7 notes. The 8th note is the same as the first one, but 12 semitones or frets higher, so 1 octave higher. So if I start from a C major scale would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again. And you have whole steps after each one of the notes, for each one of the notes, apart from the distances between the 3rd and 4th notes, and the 7th to the octave again. So if you count your notes, you get your degrees. The first degree is the C, 2nd degree is the D, 3rd degree is the E, 4th degree is the F, and this is your semitone right here from the E to the F. All the others are whole steps apart. And then from the 4th to the 5th is the G, whole step up. From the G to the A, it's a whole step up. From the A to the B, the 7th, it's a whole step up. And then to the octave, from the B to the C, that's a semitone again. So your semitones are in between the 3rd and 4th degree and the 7th and the octave. Alright, easy? Now let's figure out some ways to play a major scale in 1 octave. Starting from the 6th string, for example, and only using the knowledge I just got. So whenever I have to play a semitone, I'm gonna think this distance that we showed before. And whenever I have to play a whole step, okay, but it's not gonna be just from the C, but from each one of the notes. So if I start on a C, then the next one, the 2nd degree, should be a step up, a whole step up. So C, D, and then from this D, I'm gonna go a whole step up. And then from this 3rd degree, I'm gonna go to the 4th, the F, which is a semitone higher. And then I'm gonna go 1 step up to the 5th, so the G from the F, and then to the A, which is the 6th, 1 step up, and then 1 whole step up from the A, the B, 7th degree, and then 1 semitone higher. This is my octave. So this is 1 octave C major scale, thinking just intervals. 1, 2, 3, 4, the semitone, 5, 6, 7, 8, and backwards. If you practice this a little bit. Another way to play the same thing would be to change nothing but the 7th. So if I follow the exact same route, but this time I'm gonna go major 2nd, major 3rd, so 1 major 2nd higher, another, then a minor 3rd up, major 2nd, major 2nd, major 2nd over here instead of here. So after the A, before I played this B, now I'm going to this one, and then a semitone to the octave and backwards. Now what would happen if I started playing the C with my middle finger? Then I would go and play 1 step up over here, this is the D, and then 1 step up from the D is the E, semitone, whole tone, whole step, whole step again, semitone. So, and this is another way to play the C major scale 1 octave. And then if I started from my index finger, 1 step up, 2nd step up, and then semitone. 1 step up, another one, semitone. So I have different ways to play the same thing. First way, second way, third way, and finally, that's it. Now, if you apply the same thing to the rest of your strings, you're gonna figure out many fingerings like this one. Or if you start on your D string, there are gonna be 8 combinations that you can work out, like sorry. I just played 8 different ways of 1 octave C major scale from the D string, starting on the D string. And then on the G string, it's gonna be, and then another way, and another one. And these are all just combinations of major seconds and minor seconds. And you can figure out different ways to play the C major scale. I'm gonna do another tutorial to show you how to connect all those things and how to think about them with all the intervals, and instead of just major seconds and minor seconds. And hopefully it's gonna open up your fingerboard knowledge a lot. At this point, let me tell you that I have a new Patreon page up where you can find exclusive stuff. You can find the transcriptions of the lessons that I'm doing here on YouTube, and you can download them. It works with subscriptions for very, very small tiers, like packages that you can get some benefits from if you want to get a subscription, which is extremely low cost. Instead of having real lessons with a teacher, you can figure out tons of stuff to benefit from in there. So check it out. I'm gonna put the link down here. And actually, that's it for today. I just wanted to talk to you about the seconds, and I'm gonna follow up with the thirds and fourths and everything. Just stay tuned to this channel. Remember to subscribe, like if you liked the video, comment and ask for whatever you want to, whatever questions you might have. I'm gonna answer them as soon as possible. So that's it for today. I hope you liked it. I'll see you the next time. Cheers!